Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Army Sergeant Matt Cromer. When you're far away from home, you can get homesick, but music can heal it. Sergeant Anthony Alcantar tells us how.
Loud music fills the air as country music fans filled the parking lot of the Gateway Club for the Bucky Covington and Christian Kelly concert. For some attending the concert, it was more than just listening to good music.
I liked how interactive they were with the audience and how much they appreciated us, and they were here for us, and they're here to entertain us. The way they connected with us, and they played songs like Pink Floyd, that was really awesome to me, and they were able to talk to us and speak with us and connect with us. Just someone who can relate to us and appreciate us for what we do. It doesn't matter how famous they are or what they do in their life, it's just the fact that they're here for us and to help us with our mission.
Although the concert happened in Korea, there was more to the event than just having a good time surrounded by friends.
It's great. It's like a little piece of home over here. Kind of get lost in the moment, almost back stateside a little bit. Thanks a lot for coming. Really enjoyed the performance, and hope you have a chance to do it again.
Entertainers like this showing their support for the troops makes being stationed in Korea a little bit easier. Army Sergeant Anthony Alcantar, Camp Casey, Korea.
This Bucky Covington and Kristen Kelly concert was presented by the Department of Defense's Armed Forces Entertainment. Trying new things can be scary, depending on your personality. Senior Airman Taylor West visits the home of a family willing to help ease the nerves of those willing to try something new.
Walking into the home of a Korean family is an opportunity not many military members get to experience. CAFA, otherwise known as the Korean American Friendship Association, helps military members dive into Korean culture for a day. Air Force Captain Melanie Reeves and her husband spent the day with the Ahn family, who graciously opened their doors to them for a day of traditional Korean pastimes.
I lived in the States for 3 years, and while I was there, I was invited to dinner from the neighbors. They also greeted me warmly and tried to make me feel at home. So I felt that when I came back to Korea, I would do the same for American friends.
Majority of the day was spent diving into different types of games that Koreans have played over time. The Ahn family made a point to play games that aren't as popular today, but more traditional games that represent Korean culture.
It's fun. It's really, really fun playing with the kids and getting to play all the games, and games are really hard, so.
Both Melanie and Miss Ahn were nervous at first, not knowing what to expect from each other.
I was actually afraid because I didn't really know what to do for my friends. I was worried that we might not have a great time together. But when I faced them, I felt confident that I could get along with them.
When I came here, I was kind of expecting to be a little bit awkward, maybe a language barrier, not know what to say. You don't want to offend anybody. So that was kind of the things I was thinking coming in. But being here, they're really relaxed and they just want us to have a good time.
The Ahn family and the Reeves spent the day teaching each other different games, as well as eating and having casual conversation. The Ahn family prepared and served a traditional Korean dinner while toasting the couple.
You get to see why we're here and why we formed the alliance in the first place, because most of the time we only think, oh, the alliance is just military, but there's more than just forming an alliance than going together.
By interacting with others, the whole society can really benefit. We can get rid of the border that's blocking us from all being friends.
All in all, both families got to learn and grow from this experience, making it a time none of them will forget. Senior Airman Taylor West, Seoul, Korea.
The Korean American Friendship Association provides opportunities such as this one annually for those who are interested. When there is more going on in our lives than we can handle, usually the first things to go are extracurricular activities. Sometimes that even means giving up the activity that we love the most. However, this is hardly the case for one airman who runs circles around life's challenges one layup at a time. Army Sergeant Julie Yeager has the story.
It's not every day you run into someone like Master Sergeant Veronica Murphy, who's been playing basketball for 31 years.
I played basketball for Long Branch High School in New Jersey. Then after that, I attended Kane College of New Jersey. I played basketball there 4 years, and then I came into the military, and I played for several bases, beginning my first base was Pope Air Force Base, and then Bill, and then Keesler.
With all the wear and tear that comes with playing such a competitive sport, most would have called it quits. She may have hung up her sneakers, but she's still in the game.
I'm about to retire in a couple years, and I want to coach when I get out. So I give up my career to learn to coach. This is my first time coaching, so I'll need the experience.
She's the first woman to coach the varsity men's basketball team on Kunsan Air Base.
Coaching is rewarding, but frustrating at the same time. I expect them to execute plays with perfection. And when they don't do that, of course, you get a little disappointed. But again, when they complete the play and they make the shot, it's rewarding.
Senior Airman Matthew Fields has acquired a valuable skill from her approach.
I kind of hard on myself and hard on my teammates a little sometimes, and she kind of tells me, like, you know, relax. So that's one thing I've learned from her.
Apparently, her method has also made a great impression on Airman First Class Michael Toby.
She taught me how to work harder on defense than any other coach I've ever had. It's more so like, you need to do this, you need to do that, instead of, you know, you can do this or you can do that. It's more of be assertive or you're just not going to make it.
Master Sergeant Murphy is now focused on her players more than anything. They have become her motivation to stay in the game. Reporting from Kunsan Air Base, Korea, I'm Army Sergeant Julie Yeager.
The Kunsan men's basketball team plays on every Air Force, Army, and Marine base that has a varsity-level team in Korea. Battle buddy, wingman, shipmate, terms we've all heard about in our military career. But what about those who don't serve in uniform? Senior Airman Emma Mahan shows us how Osan Airmen are helping to ensure everyone gets taken care of.
Non-combatant evacuation operations, or NEO exercises, are conducted on DoD bases that are deemed danger areas abroad. But what does that mean exactly?
Our exercise here today is to prepare our civilians, our dependents, for evacuation whenever something that could happen down the line, so they know what to do in order to evacuate. So this assembly point that we have assembled is for the entire process from start to finish, for them to get accounted for, and then any last-minute preparations so that they are ready to go.
What are some of the things learned while going through this process?
Today, some of our key personnel for the entire NEO facilitation process are here. Basically, this is their opportunity to ask those questions, what they need to have to be prepared for actual contingency.
Facilities such as legal, medical, finance, and other agencies are available to answer questions, but it all boils down to this. Why should I practice in these exercises?
The more times that a civilian is going to go through this, the better prepared they're going to be. They're going to know the logistics of what goes into actually evacuating their entire household.
Senior Airman Emma Mahan, Osan Air Base, Korea.
NEO personnel are responsible for ensuring the safe evacuation of civilians, dependents, and other DoD members worldwide. Some paths can lead us to another. We must seize the opportunity to be great. Sergeant Ricky Perez takes us to a cage where dreams are made a reality.
Losing 20 pounds in just 2 weeks, featherweight fighter Tyrone Henderson passes the weigh-in and is ready to enter the cage.
Fruits, water, banana and peanut butter smoothie, and chocolate milk.
What's your favorite?
It all kind of comes together to me.
Tyrone enters every fight looking to set the example for his biggest fan, his little girl. He wants to be a dad and champion that she looks up to.
I'm happy now. She loves it. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that now she tells me every day before the fight, Daddy, you better win. You better win. You know if you lose, I'm going to cry.
With the great support of his family and friends, Tyrone continues his winning streak. To him, though, family is more than a daughter or a wife. It's also those you share a bond and common goal with.
And my external family would be my coaches because they take care of me also. They've been very, very supportive, especially being the fact that I'm a foreigner and I don't speak Korean. And one person speaks English, but they try their best to support me as much as they possibly can.
Despite not receiving funding from official sponsors, his desire for the sport pushes him to compete in every match.
If you're doing what you love, it doesn't matter. It's not about the money to me. It's about doing what you love. So this is my passion. I love it. Win or lose, I love it. You know, I don't see myself losing. I have a great team. I have great coaches. I have a great family behind me. This is my passion.
Army Sergeant Ricky Perez, Yongsan, Korea.
Staff Sergeant Tyrone Henderson is the 8th Army's combatives instructor. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, November 5th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.